Stampers, this is Sarah with Stinkincutecards.com, and I have the first of February's Hostess Club cards for you today. We are using the Saleabration stamp set, Lots of Lavender, to make this real sweet little card. And this is the stamp set, and we're using a lot of Saleabration products today because obviously it's Celebration, and I want to make sure that you have had a chance to play with them before they're gone at the end of March. So we're also using the Amazing You, we're using the You Are Simply, and then we're using the Celebrate You Thinlits for the Amazing. So yeah, fun card. It's very pretty. The Lots of Lavender, I think, is kind of one of those little sleeper sets. We always have the tendency to think, oh, I've got too many flowers, I don't need another flower set. But I will have to say this has been a lot of fun. I wished I could grab, oh, here it is. This was the card that we did at our camp recently here in January. So let's go ahead and stamp up this real soft and simple set card using the Lots of Lavender. Okay, these are your cutting sizes, which you're going to need. Not too many pieces. Oh, and don't forget a scrap of green too. So let's go ahead and get started with that. We're going to punch out two leaves using the leaf punch, and this was the one that was in the holiday catalog back in December. Through the end of December, and it has carried over. If you need a copy of that carryover, please let me know. So what you're going to need to do is just simply squeeze your, kind of distress your leaves. It gives it a little more 3D effect, makes it look kind of cute. So I just wrinkled and scrunched them. Now let's go ahead and do the background. I'm using the Hardwood background, and I'm going to use crumb cake. When I do this, a lot of times I will just simply ink my stamp upside down and do it that way. Now what I want is, I wanted it to look rustic. I didn't want it to look even. So what I'm going to do is just put my cardstock on the back, and I'm just going to do a little finger walking. Take a walk on the wild side here. Just do a little finger walking. And when I pull that off, you'll notice it's real, it's mottled. It's not real strong. Yeah, I thought it just kind of a fun, different technique. So we're going to go ahead and ink that up again, and this time I am going to turn it around, and I am just going to stamp the edge of it. So just wanted the border there. So okay, so that's for the inside. Let's go ahead and stamp our flowers. Again, I'm going to use the crumb cake with the Lots of Lavender. And gotta remember where I was going with this thing. Okay. Stamp that there, and I'm going to use the postscript. This is another one of those real fun sets, but again, I'm going to use it with the crumb cake because I wanted tone on tone, but I don't want that full load of ink, so I'm going to stamp off. And then I'm going to just stamp off twice because I want it really subtle. And see how it just fills in the background then without being too much. Okay, let's go ahead and add our lavender. And again, the easiest way to do this, I'm going to stamp off because I don't want it too dark. The crumb cake is very subtle, and if I did the just plain on lavender, the Wisteria Wonder, it overpowers the edging, and I didn't want that. So the best way to do this is to just go ahead and take your time and look down through the stamp. It is kind of a watercolor type stamp, so if you screw up and it's not right, don't panic because it looks good. So there you go. Not too bad. All right, let's go ahead and add our yellow bow. And I can't remember if I stamped, I don't think I stamped off on that one. Light yellow is pretty light, so just gonna pull that down here so I can see it. There we go, and we're gonna do some pear pizzazz for the leaves. And again, I didn't stamp off on that one, I don't think. It's been a couple of days, so the memory is poor. And again, a lot of times it depends on whether or not you've just re-inked your stamps, whether or not it's too much, so just keep that into account. And we're going to add the stems, and again, just take your time. Because it's photopolymer, you can just look right down through the edge. I find that doing the outline first for me helps. That way then it's much easier to line up, and I forgot to do the inside. So we need to find our crumb cake, and I just want it on this bottom here just to, oh, see, I goofed that up. Didn't take my time. Let's try restamping it. If I had my Stamparatus out and using it that way, it's, probably won't let that fly, but for the sake of argument here, we're just gonna go with it. I'm a little OCD when it comes to that kind of stuff. See, that's getting worse. We're just gonna turn it over and start over. Bear with me there, peeps. Do a better job of inking than what I just did. There we go. And of course, and if you ever have this happen, you've got a little schmooch, and I think it's because this didn't dry, just kind of stamp over it. Look at that. You never know that that was a mistake. So we're gonna do the same thing with there we go. All right, back on track here. Let's stay focused. Gonna add that right there. Stamp off again. Add that. It's kind of fun to, there we go. You can wing it, that's a little off. Oh well, it's all right because, there we go. Add our leaves here. Oh. And there you go. So that was for the inside. We're just going to set that aside for now. Now we're going to add our, we're going to start working on our card here. I'm going to add the U and add the U with the crumb cake. And let's see if I can get it somewhat straight. I should be using my Stamparatus. Haha, too shabby, Sarah. All right, let's try the Are Simply Amazing. See how that works. A little crooked, but we'll let that one fly. All right, and then we're going to put the Amazing on the bottom here. And let's layer this on here. And it looks like I used dimensionals. So we're just going to add some dimensionals, and I forgot my, these are the ones from the paper pumpkin. We're going to stole it out of there, but we'll let it go. I'm in that kind of a mood today. Just let things fly, relax. I'm getting ready for my stamping retreat this weekend, so I'm already trying to be relaxed. Add our snail here. Inch in each of the four corners. Add that to the pine plank paper. Isn't that pretty? Add this to the cardstock base. And go ahead and add this to the inside. Like I said, a lot of times if you take my cards apart, you'll see the back. The back has always got some kind of a little mistake of somewhat or another. So there's your inside and your outside, and let's just embellish. So we're going to add our, you can use this, add these using glue dots, or you can just use a little bit of snail. So I'm going to tuck that in behind here. Okay, we're going to add one up on the top. Not party. All right, so the multi-purpose adhesive sheets, you need these babies simply because they are awesome. They come in a sheet of 6 inches by 12 inches, and I believe there's 10 of them in the pack. What they are is it makes just about anything a sticker. So peel the backing off. I know I've talked to you about these before, but they are so cool. Just peel that backing off. The Sizzix part gets thrown away, and then I'm going to attach it here. And now, using my die, I'm going to run this through the Big Shot. Now, I didn't use the whole 2 inches. Didn't make my piece 2 inches by 3.5, simply because I really only need 1 inch of it. Because then what happens is once you run it through, like this part doesn't become, you know, you're not wasting that much. And you don't, there's a lot of excess. Now this whole thing, is a sticker. How cool is that, right? And you are simply amazing. So, so cool. Now, one last thing, because we can always step it up just a little bit more. We have this awesome ribbon, and it is metallic edged. It comes in gold and silver, and I'm just going to take my blends and color that. Look at that. It is now green ribbon. How very cool is that? Just going to add a little bit of adhesive there. Oh, it's probably still wet. And it's sticky enough, and I can just tuck that right underneath. Might need to use a glue dot. I'm going to tuck that right underneath in there. So this one I used the leftover from my paper pumpkin. It was white with kind of a bronzy. This one is the gold, just a little bit thicker. So how very cool is that? Using some of our, I mean, this was a piece that you probably would have thrown away. It was, you know, yay long. So again, just a real quick and simple little card using the lots of lavender stamp set, the You Are Amazing and Amazing You and Celebrate You celebration products. So thanks again for stopping in today. This is Sarah with StinkingCuteCards.com, and we'll see you soon. Thanks.